Well, we're back for the main event tonight in the modified stock main event, and had the driver introductions, and the lights are off on the Haddad pace car. Kind of reviewing our high school division, Neil Wood from West High was in first. Mark Rummelsberg, the AB Deck IPS driver, started in the back of the field but finished second. Todd Sakowitz out of North High was third. Richard Henry out of Kern Valley was fourth, and Nick Inglis out of Centennial High School was fifth. We are in the modified stock division now in our main event. Green flag racing now underway at Marin Raceway. And already the 03 and the 90 rubbing a little bit. Jeff Wright and Jason Brownlee getting close and going 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Four wide, and problems are going to happen if you try to do that too much. And the 02 car gets shoved to the back, and that is Steve Eskridge. Eskridge had to go a little bit high, and he got shuffled to the back of the field. So the 26th of Dave Howell, the 90 of Jeff Wright, the 72 of Vince Little, the 72 and the 19 just changed places. The 19 is driven by Danny Collins, and you know Collins is going to be charged to the front. He wants to win 3 in a row, 2 trophy dashes and a main event. Wouldn't it be nice to see Collins attempt to do 2 and 2, 2 trophy dashes and 2 main event wins? He can do it here. Collins is one that can do it. Danny Collins, who qualified for the second fastest time next to Brian Kelley in a 22, and Kelley's behind him. A good shot there on your television screens at home of the 86, and that is Dustin Shepard. Good battle there between Danny Collins and the 22 of Brian Kelley. Those two guys have been battling, and Kelley's going to drop down right between and go right around the number 22 car, 26 car. So there's your battle. The 22 and the 19. The 22 car, Brian Kelley out of Arleta, and the Pick Your Parts Race Prep Memory Lane Ron's Rear Ends Chevy Camaro is right on the tail of the number 19 of Danny Collins. Collins sponsored by Chevron Lube for You, Greenfield Body Works, Valley Decal, Urquhart Harvesting, HSC Fine Swine, Johnny White's Amco Transmissions, and Helena Chemical Company. 5 laps in the books, and it's Danny Collins, the 22 of Brian Kelley, the 26 of Dave Howell, the 90 of Jeff Wright, and the 86 of Dustin Shepard. A beautiful night here in Bakersfield, California. Great racing night here in Bakersfield. Perfect weather. Perfect night. One of the last weekends in June. Great weather here at Marin Raceway on Time Warner Cable Channel 52. A battle for first as Kelley gets a little bit inside and gives a little bit of a bump to Collins. Collins keeps it under control, but Brian Kelley may have more power in the straightaways than Danny Collins does. And we'll see coming into turn 1. Good shot from Time Warner. A little bit of a bump there, and he's all over the backside of him trying to get him loose. And we're going to be coming up on lap traffic. That doesn't make very much of a difference. The 03 of Jason Brownlee doesn't play into it quite the way that the 22 of Brian Kelley would like him to play into it. And we've got 9 laps in the books. So we will see if he's just playing with him a little bit, trying to scare him, because you'd rather be in the number 2 position than a number 1. Getting real close in a bump, and Kelley got into him, and that's going to make a difference. And Brian Kelley is going to take it to the inside of the 19 of Danny Collins. Is Collins going to let him go? No, Collins is going to try to slam the door, but he cannot do it, and he's going to have to take second place as a little bit of paint traded there also. So Brian Kelley with a bump move, and he's going to get bumped right back. Bumper on bumper. Isn't this fun, huh? They're all over each other. NASCAR's keeping a fine eye on both of these drivers as they've checked out. 11 laps in the books, going 20. So what would you do sitting home on your couch right now watching this on Time Warner Cable Channel 52 CNNSI if you were in the shoes of number 19 and you were the second fast qualifier by 0.3 of a second, would you save your tires, maybe wait, make a late charge, and try to use these guys? And he is going to try to get around him using one of these lap drivers. And a great move by Collins. Collins, who uses a great move and uses the 02 car of Steve Eskridge. And let's see if he can get around him. Brian Kelley's going to try to take him to the outside. Collins is going to try to drive him out high. And a great move. Collins still has the advantage unless Kelley cuts down on him. And Collins has to let him go. Kelley gets a little bit loose as Collins gets into the backside of him. But these guys are driving their tails off out there. 14 laps in the book, 6 more to go. Who do you like? The 22 of Kelley, who gets real loose coming out of turn 2, or the 19 of Brian Collins, or Danny Collins? So Brian Kelley, who was your fast qualifier, and the 19 of Danny Collins was second fast. Third place is 26th of Dave Howell, the 90 car of Jeff Wright, and the 72 of Vince Little. Those haven't changed much. We've had a lead change or two for first, but as of now, it looks like the luck may have run out for Danny Collins. Danny boy, oh Danny boy, you need to get in front of the 22, or we're going to have problems here trying to get you 3 wins here. Of course, you got one more division to race in, so I guess you could always get a win there. Seeing Collins in the pits earlier reminds me, you know, this tonight's sponsored by Emporium Western Store and the great folks at Wrangler Jeans. You can always catch Collins in a pair of Wrangler jeans, and that's Danny Collins or Gary Collins, any of those guys, always getting their Wrangler jeans down at the Emporium Western Store, which is probably the only place you can get Wrangler jeans in Bakersfield. Dustin Shepard getting past there by the 22 and the 19. So it's kind of stretched out the battle. Going to have 1 to go. White flag is going to come out, and if he's got anything left, he's going to have to put the hammer down and put it through the floor, because Brian Kelley is going to drive his race. The 19 is a little bit loose. Danny Collins is loose. White flag's going to come out. They've got a clear track all the way in front of them. 2 left turns to go. Kelley's going to drive it in real low on the track. And no problems for the 22 as he takes the win in the modified stock. Great racing, 20 laps of great racing there as the 22 of Brian Kelley, who was your fast qualifier, gets the win. The 19 car, your second fast qualifier, Danny Collins comes in second. The 90 car of Jeff Wright is in third. The 26 of Dave Howell comes in fourth. And in fifth place, the 72 of Vince Little. Man, that orange car was fast and a great move, kind of a bump and run, go to the inside, and the 22 just took care of it. You know, Brian Kelley getting a lot of help from Pick Your Part, Race Prep, Memory Lane, and Ron's rear ends. Kelley again's out of Arleta, so he's got to haul the car up here. And looking for exciting things from him. And we have to check that bumper, Barry McKeever, and see if there's any of Brian Kelley got any Danny Collins parts on the front or back of that. We'll go ahead and throw it down to Barry McKeever. Barry, talk to that guy. That was some fun racing out there.
Man, I'll tell you what, Paul, was that amazing. What an exciting race. I tell you what, Brian. Hey, fans, he can hear you now. Was that awesome or what? Wow. You know, and they're, of course, not only cheering for you, Brian Kelley, but Danny Collins as well. And with a great driver like that, you giving your room to race, that's what it's all about.
Man, that race could have went either way. We got pretty lucky. Danny gave me all the room in the world. I mean, maybe 2 more laps he might have got me. We just got pretty lucky.
Tell us about, first of all, the pass to overtake Danny Collins in the lead. That was pretty hairy.
Well, you know, it kind of reminded me of racing on short tracks, but big, long straightaway, because we were bumping pretty good. But Danny gave me all the room in the world, and it was a good deal. I want to thank Pick Your Part, Memory Lane, Big Terry Henry at Race Prep, Ron's rear end, all the crew, and everybody that's helped us.
Hey, 3 abreast into turn 1. You were the odd man out on the outside, but this car stuck.
Yeah, that's the best this car's worked all year. We're still down a little bit on the horsepower, but the motor ran good, the oil worked good, everything worked great.
Tell us about Pick Your Part and what that's meant for this season with a brand new sponsor on board.
Well, when we started the season, we were only going to be able to run 3 races, and we picked up Pick Your Part. And financially, we're going to be able to run the whole season. We're still looking for more help, and hopefully we'll get in a plastic car someday.
All right, hey, congratulations on a great run. You're still second in points, but there's still a long way to go in this season. But just an awesome, awesome race. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big round of applause again for Brian Kelley, your winner, modified stock main event. We'll come back with a street stock main event right after this on Time Warner Cable.